In this video, I run this Rover P6 3.5 V8. Still on standard manifolds, it's been rebuilt. The only internal upgrade is a hurricane cam. Ran it up on the standard AIRBOX with these here small round filters. I then ran it up on this SD1 AIRBOX, obviously with SD1 filters. But then, just to add a little intrigue into the mix, I made some adapted bolts so I could put the SD1 filters in the P6 AIRBOX. So there we go, 2 AIRBOXes, 2 filters, 3 tests. Do you want to see the results? So up first, our baseline run, where we generated 160 brake horsepower and 199 pound-foot of torque. So cue dyno run. So there we go, standard engine, 160 horsepower. That's pretty healthy actually. You know, we have to bear in mind that the SD1 with its far superior exhaust manifolds and system was only rated at 155 horse anyway. You know, a true power output for a P6 is in the low 150s, so you know, the hurricane cam has certainly added a bit to this. It's good for your horse up. But what I was intrigued to find out is whether the SD1 AIRBOX, with its bigger, wider intake, would add any power. So we plugged it on, ran it up, and it did. And then after the power test, I took a look at the filters, and the filters that were in it were actually fairly dirty. So I popped some clean ones in, and we got another horsepower. So even fairly dirty, a couple of filters this size didn't hold the engine back much. So let's see what it did with the SD1 AIRBOX. So the rumours are true. The SD1 AIRBOX is worth power, and 11 horsepower. That's pretty substantial, and that actually shows that that hurricane cam in the engine is actually doing something. But yeah, the P6 AIRBOX is somewhat holding it back. Well, it has to note that although that's like 11 odd horsepower, if you've got an automatic, you're probably not going to see all of that, because to get that 11 horsepower we've got to go to say 5700 RPM. So your auto box will have changed up long before then. But you know, certainly on a manual car, that extra top end charge is probably well worth having. So why did I then do another test when I put the SD1 filters in a P6 AIRBOX? Well, that's all about originality. For the owner of this engine, an SD1 AIRBOX wasn't an option. We needed to keep the P6 AIRBOX. So, bigger filter, but with a small P6 intake, what would it do? Still 11-12 horsepower? Maybe nothing. Watch the next test. So there we have it. It is worth fitting bigger filters inside the P6 AIRBOX, and the power gain is somewhere in between no modifications and the complete SD1 airbox. But you've got to say, one thing to note here, that dyno testing is all done at full throttle. So at part throttle, normal everyday driving, you're not going to see a massive gain. And you're going to see even less of a gain if you're running an automatic gearbox. But, you know, there is a gain. So, you know, indeed, if we had even more modifications, the difference would have been bigger still. But that's content for a future video. Catch you on the flip side, guys.